Meanwhile, the section of the People's Democratic Party led by Turaki has held its first National Working Committee meeting since the Ibadan convention, a move seen as part of efforts to consolidate its claim to party leadership. The meeting brought together state chairmen amid growing tensions with the rival group aligned with the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The meeting held at the Musa Yar'Adua Center in Abuja recorded at least 29 attendees who identified themselves as PDP state chairmen. The forum is chaired by the Edo State PDP leader Tony Azegbemi. In his remarks, Turaki urged the chairman to present fresh ideas to reposition the main opposition party, insisting that the PDP under his leadership means business. He also downplayed the actions of the pro-Wike faction, including the recent inauguration of a caretaker committee led by Samuel Anyanwu, describing it as a distraction. To look at this further, I'm joined by Inni Ememobong, the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, glad to be here.
Okay, sorry, I didn't add the comrade. But your house appears to be at loggerheads with itself.
I'm glad you said appears. You know, there's the difference between appearance and substance, especially if you keep a mirror. What you see in the mirror may not be exactly what is here. And so it's an appearance, and it's an intended appearance, which is done by a small section of people who previously were in the party who wanted to appear or who wanted to seem as though the People's Democratic Party has factions, which is why when I heard a section of, you saw yesterday that clearly you had the Board of Trustees. And in case people don't know, the Board of Trustees is constituted and they exist for 5 years. And thereafter, so the constituted Board of Trustees, which is extant at the moment, was represented by their chairman, some of their members, today Professor Jerry Garner, and the rest. You saw the chairman of the state chapters. You saw the members of the House of Representatives. You saw the senators who were there. And in the evening, you saw the ex-officio members. So different organs of the party. You see, when you are relying on elite theory, which is where most of the political activities exist within that realm, it looks as though it is merely a battle of the elites. Now, the Turaki-led administration, and the way to rebuild the PDP is to go back to how it was built at the beginning, which was power. The slogan is power to the people. And so the people made all of these people who became governors, senators, and the rest. And so now, having gotten to the point where we must admit that, yes, we are challenged. So what do? We go back to how we started, which is getting back power to the people. So we are shifting it from elite-based, elite theory, elite consensus. We are moving into getting to the people who matter, because a political party is merely the aggregation of the individual interest.
You know, I chose that word carefully when I said appears, and you wrote on that. Yeah. When I said appears, because the public, everyone is seeing now a caretaker committee set up, a convention produced, a leadership produced by a convention. On one side, we see a caretaker committee that has been set up by another section. I used the word section also was used carefully, by another section of your party. And you say it is all, is it a plan?
Okay, now.
Is it, no, I'm sorry, is it a plan that you guys are working out? Because your members are leaving. The most recent is the governor of Rivers State, who says your party did not protect him when he needed protection.
Well, I would like to sidestep the Rivers issue, because you do know that even if he says that party could not protect him, it means he couldn't even protect himself. It means that even the party protected him more than he could protect himself. The only case on that his matter lying in the Supreme Court today was instituted by his PDP governors. Ask him what he did. I mean, so if you're not communicating with people, people cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. And so if people have come out voluntarily to support you before, and you told them, no, leave, it's about father and son, they supported you again. He said, no, you're even the people who are causing this problem. Do you think we're going to solve this thing by talking? And so if you say that we're going to solve it by keeping quiet, and so people have kept quiet, so how can you now turn around and accuse the people of not supporting you? The only case lying where the Supreme Court has reserved judgment today was instituted by governors of PDP states. It is a fact. That's the facts currently in existence. And so I don't know how much more support he wanted. But if he wanted the question, even God who created us says, ask and he shall receive, seek and he shall find, knock and it shall be opened. So the question is, as the deputy chairman of the PDP governors, who did he ask? Because I've spoken to a lot of leaders who have said they can't even reach him. He's not talking to anyone. But that's not the issue. Now the issue is this. In this whole place called News Central. There's the reception. There's the studio. And what people see, the people who sit at home see, they see what's happening in the studio. They don't see what's happening at the reception. So if whilst you're here, someone carries a phone because he has camera and video and does live video and sits outside, not even within your premises, sits somewhere outside and says, this is News Central reporting. And so people are watching, people know. You know, the truth is that people differentiate the truth from falsehood. They can see it. But sometimes they just engage. Because, I mean, the world is becoming very, very dull. So a lot of people take even the things politicians do for comedy. So when you look at it, you look at a political party and you see that it has succession. You see that Damagun took over from Ayu when Ayu left, and Damagun has handed over. You see the processes that led through to the convention. And you see that in the PDP constitution, which is online on INEC website, that there is no room for a national caretaker. And you recall that in 2016, when we had that challenge, you saw how we went through the national caretaker. And you now see people sit, presumably somewhere, acting drama, just like someone who sits outside News Central and does a video. I mean, the difference is clear.
We can leave it there. Thank you so much, Ini Ememobon, comrade, National Policy Secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you well as you try to put your house together.